Hello, all my beautifulest of friends. Happiest of New Year's. Sorry I haven't got on the last couple weeks. I did try, but I had some kind of after holiday blues that I was dealing with, as maybe some of you did, where it can seem so joyful and then so sad minute to minute. Sometimes due to us missing loved ones that are no longer with us, or maybe they're far away, or maybe like me, it's due to your college age son coming to see you and then ending up going and seeing someone else for 6 days. But whatever it was for you, I hope that you persevered and got through, and that you are now looking toward the new year. And I know it can be kind of hard because, as me and my family have been talking about, that just because the page on the calendar changes, it doesn't mean everything changes in your life miraculously, sadly. I wish we just had this button that was like a reset button and just boom, Happy New Year, Happy New You, and it could just all be this amazing thing, that it was just one and done. But that is sadly not how life is most often. It does take perseverance. It takes a choosing to change, and then a battling for that change, a stepping forward in it. And that can be so hard. There have been so many new years, but they didn't feel very new. In fact, they felt the exact opposite for me. I ain't gonna lie. But through all of them that I have now lived through, God has been teaching me some things that I'm actually trying to put into practice. And one of those lessons has been the lesson of letting go. And he used that song, let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Song from the Frozen movie that I'm sure is now resonating in your head, and you won't be able to get out of your head forever if you're like me. But he used it not in the way that the song used it. It was more of like in almost a bad way that she was letting go, but this was in a good way, as far as stop clinging to things that no longer have purpose in your life. Like he pointed out in my heart and life, especially, that for so many years and in so many different situations, instead of stepping forward and then letting go of all those things that I held on to, all the things of the past, the old memories, the old pain, instead of doing what he asked me to do and let go so that I would be able to walk into the future and able to accept everything that he has for me, open-handed, and being able to live it to the fullest, I instead carried this burden of all my past sorrows and pain and missed opportunities. And so many times I would try to let it go, but instead of letting it go at the last second, I would seem to cling all the harder. But he's like, darling daughter, that is not getting you anywhere. It is time to finally step forward, to let everything go that has been hindering you and holding you back. Because if you want to move forward, I think of like this funny picture comes to mind of like the monkeys and how they're on the vine, and you have to have your one hand on the one vine and your one hand open for the next, and you're ready and you're waiting, and then you're able to grab on. But you have both your hands full of all these things. You're not going to be able to grasp on to all that God has for us in the future. And that's why the lesson of letting go is such an important one. It's an imperative one. And I think also of what I heard in a sermon, and it was such sage advice. And it says, nothing changes if nothing changes. So we can say all we want that we want change, but are we willing to partner with change and all of the sacrifice and all the things that change is going to require in our life? I have down on my wall to remind me every day a saying that I came up with, and it says, excuses or change, but you can't have both. And many times I walk by that and I ignore it and I don't put it into practice, but I put it there a couple years ago because I wanted to remind myself that I can either keep clinging to my excuses, clinging to all the things that hold me back, or I can have change. But we can't have both, because in order to have change, and we have to let things go, and then we have to accept new things and start putting them into practice. So my friend, let's be brave together, and let's start taking those small steps of change. One, letting go of all that laid behind us. I think of the verse that says, like, don't fix your eyes on the former things, look to the new things that I'm doing. And yes, I'm paraphrasing, but that's how it came to my mind. So we can do it. We can be brave. We can let go. I know it's scary. We can take a deep breath and remember who God is and who we are to him. And we can at last let go of all those things that have been holding us back. And then we can step forward into a bright, brand new day, one step at a time. And even if we fall, even if we pick those things back up, God is gracious and merciful, and he will help us to yet again let go and walk forward with him. I hope you have a fabulous day and a beautiful, wonderful, bright new year.